Okay, here we go. Let's see, I'm gonna try to spin this thing around. Can you see me? It's hot, folks. It's like 95 degrees out here, July the 4th. Okay. The dearth is upon us here in North Georgia. I see the bees still bringing in some pollen, not a lot. So I pulled out my Ultra Bee pollen substitute that I had left over from last year. It's been in the freezer, nice and cold. And in the past, I had used a 5-gallon bucket mounted sideways where the bees could come and go, but it wasn't really user-friendly for me. So this year, this is how I have made my pollen substitute feeder. I went up to all places, Home Depot, and I got one of their 5-gallon buckets. 5-gallon bucket with 4 holes. I used a hole saw. What is that? Like a inch and a quarter hole saw, I guess. Cut out 5 holes around the bottom. Then this is where it gets interesting. I took the lid and I cut a hole in the center of it. Now, folks, I'm a CNC machinist. I know how to cut holes. That's pathetic. But even an old Bridgeport mill would be better than that thing. And when I say Bridgeport mill, I mean a wore out. Probably an Inco mill would be better than this Dremel. But through perseverance and patience, look at the fit I got on the back side of that 4-inch clean out fitting. And then I had some stuff to slime around the top of it. I'm gonna have to set my phone down. See, I thought ahead of time. I put my phone on a little tripod. Look at there. So now then, look at that. Look at that. So now I have an access to pour the Ultra B down in there. And then I'm just hoping that that's going to be watertight enough to hold, oh man, stop me on that wet coolant. I mean, not wet coolant. Diesel care. And that'll keep the water out there. So there's where we're at. What do y'all think? Think it's going to work? I hope it does. So that's the way I made a pollen substitute feeder on the cheap. I think bucket, lid, and clean out tube was $24.59. This is a 10-pound bag of Ultra B that I got last year at Barnyard Bees. I have no idea what it is, what it cost last year. Couldn't tell you what it cost this year. So there you have it. It's important that those bees have nectar and pollen. And right now, like I said, there's not a whole lot of pollen coming in. There's virtually no nectar. Like I said, it's over until the goldenrod this fall, late August, into September, if weather cooperates. And so it's not too early to start trying to supplement your bees with pollen substitute. They can never have too much, because they have to have honey and nectar, but they have to have pollen as well. Got to feed them babies. And I realize that the queens should be scaling back. I'm going to rob my bees next weekend if the weather permits and the good Lord permits. I'm going to go through there and pull some frames off some of the hives. I never take all the honey. I leave as much as I can for the bees themselves. So anyhow, just thought I'd give y'all a little how I made my pollen substitute feeder. And like I said, that's a $25 rig right there. Anybody with a little bit of mechanical aptitude should be able to do it. Just be careful anytime you're using hand tools. Wear safety glasses and stuff like that. So happy Independence Day. We should all be thankful we live in a country where we're free. Eubanks Family Homestead, where it's hot.